Hey there, future fellow weird ass black sheep. Welcome to the most offensive church this side of the universe, the Party Pen. Yeah, and what we do here in this most amazing fucking place, we read this great ass book called God Said, because he did not fucking say that. This is God's unofficial biography.
As read by yours truly, the Saint of Awesome, your Superstone Sage, Saint Nikki K the Great. Ha ha! Clap for me, I clap for you. Yay! Ha ha! Welcome. So, hey, Chris. Hey, cousin. Check it out. Jesus is driving our spaceship this evening. I will show you. Bam. Right there. Jesus is driving our spaceship this evening. It needs to be the other way. Bam. Right there. Maybe it's this way. I don't know. Jesus is driving our spaceship this evening. No, it needs to be the other way. This is how it's supposed to be. Bam. And then this has to be over maybe here. It's this way. I don't know. Jesus. Oh, and I'm sharing our spaceship this evening. No, it needs to be the other way. This is how it's supposed to be. Bam. No, performance has to be over maybe here. It's this way. Sharing multiple screens. Oh, no. And I'm sharing our spaceship this evening. No, it needs to be the other way. This is how it's supposed to be. Bam. No, performance this one. Maybe it's this way. Sharing multiple screens. Oh, no. And I'm sharing our spaceship this evening. Yeah, see, I'm doing things. There's Jesus driving our spaceship. So let's buckle up and go into the desert and see David. Have a good time. There's an echo. There shouldn't be an echo. Okay. What about now? Shit. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't hear an echo, cousin. I don't know. Oh, I fixed that. Okay, cool. So, let's take our spaceship into Second Samuel. Because, oh yeah, we're in chapter 15. Okay, yeah. So David's son Absalom killed his half brother for doing the forcible sexy time with his sister. So Absalom got all the king's sons together to have a party so he could kill his one brother. Yeah. Okay, so that was a thing. And then Absalom exiled himself. David had nothing to do with that. But he exiled himself. But then he forced Joab to make David let him back. So Joab hired an actress and kind of like forced King D's hand. So King D brought Absalom back but would not see him. So Absalom set Joab's field on fire and forced David to see him. So Absalom and David are communicating now because he set Joab's field on fire. It is a thing that happened. Yep. So we will be picking up there. So come this way. I have everything you need for a time. I have cannabis. I have cigarettes. I don't have coffee, but I have soda. And there's no alcohol in it, fortunately for everybody on my live stream. So, anyway, I have soda and not coffee. But I do have canine and canine space and cat beds and canine space. Yeah, so feel free to bring your animals. We have a good time. Yes. Now, with that being said, we're going on to chapter 15. Anything before I get started, guys? And Chris, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. I think Fred fell asleep again. He can almost make it. I emailed him and he never emailed me back. So it must mean he fell asleep in his recliner again. But anyway, I'm so glad that you guys made it. Yep. We are about to have a good time because things are about to happen. So buckle up. I feel like this is like the magic school bus. You know how they turn microscopic and go into the magic school bus? I feel like that's what we're doing. We're going into the magic Jesus spaceship. Yeah. They should make a TV show about us going in Jesus spaceship and just revisiting the old times. I feel like that's what we're doing. Oh, that almost spilled on my Bible. Ooh, yeah, okay, not doing that again. Okay. After this, it happened that Absalom provided himself with chariots and horses and 50 men to run before him. Now, Absalom would rise early in the morning and stand beside the way to the gate. So it was anyone who had a lawsuit that came to a king for a decision that Absalom would call him and say, "What city are you from?" And he would tell, "Your servant is from such and such a tribe of Israel." Then Absalom would say to him, "Your case is good and right, but there is no deputy of the king to hear you." Moreover, Absalom would so say, "Oh, that I were made judge in the hand, and anyone who has any suit or cause would come to me. Then I would give him justice." And so it was when anyone came near to bow down to him that he would put out his hand and take him and kiss him. In this manner, Absalom acted toward all of these terrible ass people who came to the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the heart of these terrible ass people. Like, it was really fucking hard. They need to quit with this shit. Now it came to pass after 40 years that Absalom said to the king, "Let me go to Hebron, that I may pay the vow which I made to the Lord. For your servant took a vow while I dwelt in Geshur in Syria, saying, if the Lord brings me back, then I will worship him and stuff. I'll do stuff." But he had to bring me back. And I'm saying this because I know how much you love God. So I know this will for sure get you to let me go. Yeah. And the king said, okay, go ahead. So he arose and went to Hebron. Ooh, okay. Uh, he arose. Then Absalom sent spies throughout all the tribes, saying, as soon as you hear the sound of the trumpet, then you'll say, Absalom reigns in Hebron. And with Absalom went 200 men invited from Jewland, that they went along innocently and did not know anything. Then Absalom sent for Ahithophel, David's counselor from Gilo, while he offered sacrifices, and the conspiracy grew strong, for the people with Absalom continually increased in number. That's crazy. Now, a messenger came to David saying, the hearts of the men of these terrible ass people are with Absalom. So David said to all his servants that were with him at Jewland, this bullshit. Arise and let us flee, or we shall not escape from Absalom. Make haste to depart, lest he overtake us suddenly and bring disaster upon us and strike the city with the edge of a sword. This is crazy. And the king's servants said to the king, okay, whatever you want to do, we can do. Then the king went out with all his household after him. But the king left 10 women, concubines, to keep the house. And the king went out with all the people after him and stopped at the outskirts. Then all his servants passed before him. The Kirithites, Pelethites, the Gittites, 600 men who had followed him from Gath, passed before the king. Dun, dun, dun. Then the king said to Ittai, the Gittite, why are you going? Oh, this is so romantic. Okay, listen. He said, why are you going with us? Return and remain. Return and remain with the king. For you are a foreigner and also an exile from your own place. In fact, you came only yesterday. Should I make you wander up and down with us today? Since I go, I know nowhere. Return and take your brethren back. Mercy and truth be with you. But he said the most romantic shit I have ever heard in my life. But he said, as the Lord lives, and as my Lord the King lives, surely in whatever place my Lord King shall be, whether in death or life, even there also your servant will be. That is the most beautiful shit I have ever heard in my whole life. Like, so romantic. Like, dude, I will fucking die with you. Are you kidding me? You were like king face of king faces. I will definitely, definitely die for you and with you. I am going where you go. Oh, I love that so much. It's just so romantic. Yep. I'm just saying. Okay. So David said to Ittai, go and cross over And him and all his, well, it's a tie, and all his men and all the little ones who were with him crossed over. And all the country wept with a loud voice, and all the people crossed over. The king himself also crossed over the brook Kidron, and all the people crossed toward the way of the wilderness. Dun, dun, dun. Crazy. There was Zadok also, and the Levites with him, bearing God's suitcase chair. And they sat it down, and Abiathar went up until all the people had finished crossing over from the city. Then the king said to Zadok, "No, look, this is some asshole shit. I'm not even going to lie. They carried God's suitcase chair so fucking far for David to tell them to turn around and go back and carry it back." Okay. So he told Zadok, "No, take it back. If I find favor in the eyes of the Lord, he will bring me back and show me both it and his dwelling place. But if he says, I have no delight in you, here I am, let him do to me as he seems good." The king also said to Zadok, "Are you not a seer?" Why doesn't he call him a prophet? "Return to the city in peace, and your sons with you, Ahimaaz and Jonathan. See, I will wait in the plains of the wilderness until word comes from you to inform me." Therefore, Zadok and Abiathar carried God's suitcase chair back to Juland and remained there. So David went up by the ascent of the Mount of Olives and wept as he went up. He had his head covered and went barefoot, and all the people who were with him covered their heads and went up weeping as they went. Then someone told David, saying, "Ahithophel is among the conspirators with Absalom." And David said, "O Lord, I pray, return the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness." Now it happened when David had come to the top of the mountain where he worshiped God, there was Hushai the Archite coming to meet him. He was naked with dust on his head. And David said, "If you go on with me, you will become a burden to me. If you return to the city and say to Absalom, I will be your servant, O king, as I was your father's servant previously, so I will now also be your servant. Then you may defeat the counsel of Ahithophel for me. And do you not have Zadok and Abiathar the priests with you there? Therefore, it will be that whatever you hear from the king's house, you tell Zadok and Abiathar. Indeed, they have there with them their two sons, Ahimaaz and Jonathan, and by them you shall send me everything you hear." So Hushai, David's friend, went into the city, and Absalom came into Jewland. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. I can't believe that Dustin or David, I can't believe that David would leave his city. he still has an army. Like, and again, it might be the same kind of thing that he was doing with Saul. He didn't want to kill Saul because God. But then, like, with Absalom, is it really only because he's his son? Like, that's crazy. An enemy is an enemy. But then again, God did tell David this was going to happen. So maybe David was prepared for it. He just didn't know when it was going to happen. And maybe he thought about being a coward the whole time. I don't know. But I think, well, maybe not. The Absalom thing might not have even thrown him off. Maybe he thought it would be Absalom. But then again, why would he think it would be Absalom? Because Absalom fought so hard to get back. But then again, David knows Absalom is tricksy. So maybe he did know that it would be Absalom. And he knew exactly what he was going to do. Oh my God. Damn. This is crazy. I guess we can only do one song today. We'll do the 2 songs tomorrow, but I wanted to do them all 3 at the same time. But I guess it's not gonna work out that way. Bummer. Yeah. And you know what? You would think as much as I sing these songs, the words would be the same every time. But I always forget what they are. So I just make them up as I go along. But I don't know any words that rhyme in this song because, well, I've never thought about it. But I don't know. God's gonna sing it. Godarati. Yeah.
Okay. 16 chapters of Second Samuel. I don't know any words that rhyme with Samuel. No, get down. You're the bad kitty. No, don't you even do it. No, look, what I say? Damn it, get these off. What I say? Come on, come on. You're taking up my precious time. See, don't do it. Don't do it. My cats think I'm playing. I'll turn you into Chinese food. You'll be Kung Pao Kitty, and it will be so good. Yeah, that rhymes. Yeah, we'll just we'll just do that. We'll sing about turning my cat to Chinese food. That's Jack Kitty, though. I'm not gonna turn him into Chinese food. I don't even think I would eat him if I was starving because I love him so much.
I'm sorry. I have no idea what any of that was, by the way. Okay. Now, when David was a little past the top of the mountain, there was Ziba, the servant of Mephibosheth, who met him with a couple of saddled donkeys, and on them 200 loaves of bread, 100 clusters of raisins, 100 summer fruits, and a skin of wine. And the king said to Ziba, "What do you mean to do with these?" And Ziba said, "The donkeys are for the king's household to ride on. The bread and summer fruit is for the young men to eat, and the wine for those to drink who are faint in the wilderness." And when the king said, "What about my son?" And Ziba said, "Indeed, he is staying in Jewland. For he said, today, the house of these terrible ass people will restore the kingdom of my father to me." So the king said to Ziba, "There, all that belongs to Mephibosheth is yours." And Ziba said, "I humbly bow before you, that I may find favor in your sight." Now, when King D came to Bethurim, there was a man from the house of the family of Saul, whose name was Shimei. Coming from there, he came out cursing continuously, like calling David all kinds of names, like all kinds of names. And he threw stones at David and all the servants of the king and all the people and all the mighty men there on his right and his left. Also, Shimei said thus, "Be cursed! Come out, you bloodthirsty man, you rogue! The Lord has brought upon you all the blood of the house of Saul, in whose place you have reigned, and the Lord has delivered the kingdom into the hand of Absalom. And now you are caught in your own evil, because you are a bloodthirsty man." Then Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, said to the king, "Why should this dead dog curse the Lord? Please, my king, please let me go over there and take off his head." But the king said, "I told you guys, stop talking to me. You guys do some crazy things, and you guys made me look bad. So shut up." So let him curse, because the Lord has said to him, "Curse David." Who then shall say, "Why have you done so?" And David said to Abishai and all his servants, "See how my son, who came from me, my own body, seeks my life. How much more may this Benjamite, let him alone, let him curse, for the Lord has ordered him. It may be that the Lord will look on my affliction, and that the Lord will repay me with good for his cursing this day." And as David and his men went along the road, Shimei went along the opposite side of him and cursed as he went, and threw stones at him and kicked up dust. Now the king and all the people who were with him became weary, so they refreshed themselves there. Meanwhile, Absalom and all the people, these terrible ass people, came to Jewland, and Ahithophel was with them. And so it was when Hushai, David's friend, came to Absalom that Hushai said, "Long live the king." So Absalom said, is this loyalty to your friend? Why didn't you go with them? And Hushai said to Absalom, "No, but whom the Lord and this people and all the people choose, this I will be, and with him I will remain. Furthermore, whom should I serve? Should I not serve in the presence of his son, as I have served in your father's presence? So I will be in your presence." Yeah, okay. Then Absalom said to Ahithophel, "Give advice to what we should do." This is some shit. Ahithophel said to Absalom, "Go into your father's concubines, whom he has left to keep the house, and all these terrible ass people will hear that you are honored by your father. Then the hands of all who are with you will be strong." So they pitched a tent for Absalom on the top of the house, and Absalom went into his father's concubines in the sight of all these people. Gross. Now, the advice of Ahithophel, which he gave in those days, was as if one had acquired at the oracle of God. So was all the advice of Ahithophel, both with David and Absalom. So his rule, he had like whatever he said went, I guess. That's crazy. Man, we might just have time to get through all these. Wouldn't that be some shit? Okay. Okay. So, I guess we might be able to do another one. Well, we are going to be able to do another one. So, hello, everyone. Welcome. Don't forget to hit that like button, the red pill, and then give me a follow, a subscribe, and a repost or a share. Yeah, I'm trying to remember to do those things because I forget. Oh, you know what else I also forgot? I need to make a list of things I forget because I forget so many things. It's like I forget so many things. And there was something else. I don't know. There was something else I was supposed to be doing, but now I think that's way too loud. Maybe that. Okay. Well, we'll do it like that. Cousin, are you still here? How's the music sound? I'm just gonna pretend like you're still here and it sounds good. Oh my god, did I fuck up chat again? No. Okay, good. I thought I fucked it up again. But not this time. Good. Okay. So, let's do some music. Okay. Cool. Hi, cousin.
Okay, here we go. Oh, wait.
No, I was about to sing the whole wrong one. Oh my god. My bad.
Okay. Just like this book of stuff, Second Samuel, we're reading about David.
What? Say.
We're only on
Chapter 17.
Yeah. What do you think about that song? You know, it's a good time. Okay. So, we're reading chapter 17. Moreover, Ahithophel said to Absalom, "Now, let me choose 12,000 men, and I will arise and pursue David tonight. I will come upon him while he is weary and weak, and make him afraid, and all the people who are with him will flee. I will strike only the king, and I'll bring back all the people. When all return, except the man whom you seek, all the people will be at peace." And the saying pleased Absalom and the elders. And then Absalom said, "Okay, what's Hushai say? What's he say?" And when Hushai came, Absalom said, "All right, what do you think we should do?" And told him what Ahithophel said, and then what the youth said. And they said, the advice Ahithophel has given is not good. For you know your father and his men, that they are mighty men, and they are enraged in their minds, like a bear robbed of her cubs. In other words, they are also bloodthirsty monsters, like more monstery than you guys. And your father is a man of war, and will not camp with the people. Surely by now he is hidden in some pit or some other place, and it will be when some of them are overthrown at first, that whoever hear it will say, 'There's a slaughter among the people who follow Absalom.' And even he who is valiant, whose heart is like the heart of a lion, will melt completely. For all of these terrible fucking people know your father is a mighty man, and those who are with him are valiant men. Therefore, I advise that all these terrible ass people be fully gathered to you, from Dan to Beersheba, like the sand that is by the sea from multitude, and that you go to battle in person. For we will come upon him in some place where he may be found, and we will fall on him as the dew falls on the ground, and of him and the men who are with him. There shall not be left so much as one. Moreover, if he has withdrawn into a city, then all these terrible ass people shall bring ropes to that city, and we will pull it into the river until there is not one small stone found there. So Absalom and all these terrible ass people said, the advice of Hushai is better than the advice of Ahithophel, for the Lord had proposed to defeat the good advice of Ahithophel, to the intent the Lord might bring disaster on Absalom. Then Hushai said to Zadok and Abiathar thus, and so Ahithophel advised Absalom, and so I have advised. Now, therefore, send quickly and tell David, saying, do not spend this night in the plains of the wilderness, but speedily cross over, lest the king and all the people who are with him be swallowed up. Now, Jonathan and Ahimaaz stayed at En-Rogel, for they dared not be seen coming into the city. So a female servant would come and tell them, and they would go and tell King D. Nevertheless, a lad saw them and told Absalom. But both of them went away quickly and came to a man's house in Bahurim, who had dwelt in his court, and they went down to it. Then the woman took a spread, a covering over the well's mouth, and spread ground grain on it, and the thing was not known. And when Absalom's servants came to the woman at the house, they said, where are they? And the woman said, they had gone over the water brook. And when they searched and could not find him, they returned to Julian. Now it came to pass, after they had departed, that they came out of the well and went and told King D. And they said to him, arise and cross over the water quickly, for Ahithophel advised against you. So David and all the people who were with him arose and crossed over the Jordan. By morning light, not one of them was left who had not gone over the Jordan. Now, when Ahithophel saw his advice was not followed, he saddled a donkey, arose, went home. Then he put his household in order and hanged himself and died. And he was buried in his father's tomb. Crazy. Then David went to Mahanaim, and Absalom crossed over the Jordan. And all the men of these terrible ass people with him. And Absalom made Amasa captain of the army instead of Joab. This Amasa was okay. So anyway, this guy Amasa had sex with Joab's mom. So Absalom and them encamped in the land of Gilead. Now, it happened when David came to Mahanaim that Shobai from Rabbah of the people of Ammon Machir from Lodabar, and Barzilla from Rugalim brought beds and basins, earthen vessels, wheat, barley, flour, parched grains, beans, lentils, parched seeds, honey, curds, sheep, cheese for David and the people who were with him to eat, for they said the people are weary and hungry. Yeah. So, oh my God. Maybe we can finish chapter 18. I don't know though. Do you guys want to talk about anything real quick? Dun, dun, dun. We got 15 minutes left. Well, okay, a little less than 15 minutes left. Probably closer to 10 minutes. And I'm not going to be able to read this next chapter in 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to read this next chapter in 10 minutes. So, do you guys want to talk about anything real quick? Or do we want to get going? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's bedtime. Okay. Well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight. It's time to give the pillows some head, the sheets some ass, and have the sweetest dreams ever. I love you guys so much. Good night. Good night, cousin. Even though you might not be paying attention. Good night, Chris. I love you guys. Good night. Wait, what happened?